Hello everyone, and welcome back to EchPlays. I'm Esh. Welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles. Kingdoms and Castles. We're gonna be playing it. That's what it comes down to. We're gonna be playing this game. Welcome back to Birdmentown here on 4Play. This is the fourth and final installment of our extended first look at Kingdoms and Castles. So welcome back everyone. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. So we're gonna be attacked soonish. Like, I say soon. I think I don't know if there's a set time, but it seems like at around year 40, you get attacked by Vikings. I'm not sure we're gonna get there in this video, but I do think we should at least try to build some castles stuff. So that's what our objective is going to be. The Vikings can attack, it seems like, anywhere along your shore. So we're going to have to make sure that we have some walls and stuff. Now, the one thing that is a problem is basically you can't really, obviously you can't build along the shore if something's already there. So this orchard here is going to be an issue, 100%. Another thing I've noticed about this game, because I played a little bit. Let's pause it for a second so we don't, God, I hate that it plays like a weird song that is a totally different volume of the rest of the music in the game. And it continues to play the background music from the actual gameplay underneath it. It's an absolute mess, honestly. We can just do this though. Okay, we've got it paused. Okay, so I've played a little bit between 3 and 4, just to try to get a little bit ahead. I haven't really done much in terms of building stuff. All I've really built is this this town square and this windmill, but I've also done some testing elsewhere. I also built this well over here because I don't want fires to be an issue, which brings me to my first point, is that fires are actually an issue. At least they can be. Depends on the building that gets caught on fire. Essentially, anything robust isn't going to burn down, but it obviously can spread from that. But if a hovel or something like your town square gets set on fire, no matter where your well is, it seems like it's going to at least burn down one hovel. And if you're on the cusp like I am, early on in the game, where you're just sort of teetering on the edge, where you're just like, you're barely able to expand a little bit at a time, losing one house can actually be a big issue. So get ready for that, because honestly, in about 10 minutes of gameplay, at one point, I had 3 fires that were separate from one another going. Like, I had a house on fire, all of a sudden this like quarry caught on fire, all of a sudden this thing catches on fire, and you're just like, what did they want me to do? There's nothing causing this. This is all seemingly random. So fires are an issue. The only thing you can really do is build a well at your key areas. Like, this well's covering the entire area. This well's covering our entire forest area. And it's still only barely enough to make sure we don't have like a raging fire. The other problem with fire is that that's what the Vikings use. That's what the Vikings use to bang that butt. They catch everything on fire on their way through. So essentially, we're saying that this thing is going to be caught on fire. The question is, do we want to build a replacement orchard somewhere else and just delete that one? And I think the answer is going to be yes. The question is, where should I build it? Like, we only have a few locations we can build it. I think we still want to build it on this side. Honestly, I would love to just move it a little bit. I think we're just going to leave it, because there's not that many great places to build it. So the smart place to build your first wall would be here, where the land comes. That way anything from landfall on this side of the world is going to have to come through. But the odds are your Vikings are going to be the first people to attack you. So they're going to be on your shore closer to your town like this. What is happening over here that's going to cause a fire at the treasury room? For the love of God. And nobody's doing anything about it at this point. They're all just hanging out, doing their thing. There's a fucking ocean next to them, but they're just hanging out. Is it honestly going to let this burn down? Nobody's doing anything? Usually they do stuff. Like, they go get water. I think it's okay now. See, the good news is that if it does catch on fire and doesn't go all the way down to destroy to the destroyed rubble mode, there's no, like, health loss, so it's fine. Once you get the fire done, you don't have to repair it or anything. Okay, so these guys are going to constantly also be spamming me to raise taxes anytime happiness is above, like, 80. The bad news is that we honestly don't have... We don't have any happiness. we have 76, which is fine, but we're not going to grow that fast. Not that it matters because we're at max. We have 9 idle dudes, actually. Okay, that's something that we need to worry about because that's too many idle dudes. That means we don't have enough stuff, some sort of thing. So let's go ahead and build a library. Okay, let's build a library right here. This will cover our main residential area with a library. And what the library does is that over time it gains knowledge points, I guess. And depending on the knowledge points, it sort of spreads happiness more. But depending on how many knowledge points you've earned. We'll see how that goes. But it does actually help a little bit in terms of the base happiness right away. The peasants are unhappy. They need a church or libraries. Yeah, I'm working on it, city man. So yeah, we're doing it. We need this. I would like to build castle right away, but honestly, you have to keep the happiness up. Otherwise, you're going to start losing people, especially if it hits winter. Because that tends to, if you don't have enough charcoal, become an issue of happiness drop. Also, if you decide to, if you actually listen to the red bearded boy here in the middle, he's constantly going to be telling us to raise taxes anytime we get above 80 happiness. Like I said, pretty much. And if you put even one more gold, like why is it selecting the people inside the house? Like right now we're taxing 1 gold. If you even put 1 more gold up, it usually drops them anywhere between 5 and 10 points of happiness, it seems like. So you're really going to have to manage that. Like every time you raise taxes, you're probably going to want to have built some sort of structure that gives you happiness. The one that's really good seems to be the tavern. And we can actually build the tavern right now. So, should we build the tavern right now is the question. I think the answer is indubitably we're going to build this tavern. So let's put the tavern over here. And let's build a road. I don't think it has to be connected to the road. It's sort of like some of the buildings do and some of the buildings don't have to be connected. I guess the tavern doesn't, but we're going to do it anyway. Alright, the other thing we need is potentially, if we can, now let's take a look around. If we can, I'd like to expand our stone situation, but it doesn't look like we can. Like, we're getting iron from this. Unfortunately, there's not like any sort of stone byproduct from there, so we're only getting iron. So we only really have stone there. The closest next one is this, unless we can build a bridge somewhere. They're about the same distance. Like, there's this one and this one. So really, I think we're kind of screwed. Unless we can build another quarry. We won't know until we get 15 wood. Let's go ahead and get our extra dudes to chop some extra wood here. The problem is, we have this charcoal guy going. And he is actually going to be just burning through our wood. Like, literally. He's burning our wood to make charcoal. And it's going to cause a constant leakage of wood. Makes 2 per 1, and it says 6 of 6 makes charcoal from wood stored 6 of 6, but I don't know that. Yeah, it's keeping 6 wood at a time, and that's not a small amount of wood considering how little we're actually producing in the grand scheme of things. Like, we're doing okay, but at the same time, like, we really need to get some surplus going so we can actually do some building. So if we take a look at our buildings here and our castles, we can build the castle blocks, and then you build the archer towers on top of the castle blocks. So essentially, if you want a castle block with an archer thing on top to help defend, or one of these, but we'll stick with this for now. So you need 5 wood, 15 stone, 25 wood, 5 stone. So you essentially need 30 wood, 20 stone, 20 gold for a castle block that has an archer tower on top of it. Which they're okay. They're not amazing, but if you have enough of them, they'll whittle the Vikings down. The Vikings are going to have like 2 boats. They're going to have like 5 or 6 guys on each boat. They're just going to rampage through your town in no time, honestly. Now, the good news is we have plenty of time. We're in year 24. They don't come this early. Like I said, I've seen them come at year 40. I don't know if they come at other times earlier, or if it's totally RNG or not. But we absolutely need one here. And if we could save it for Ballista. I think that'd be great. Long range, slow fire rate, high damage, range increase based on tower height. So we can stack towers on top of each other to get more. And honestly, on this side, it might be worth getting a taller tower. Because that's where they came from last time I got attacked. Right? So, and maybe it's random and we're just going to get screwed over by this. But I think anytime... Why is this on fire again? How is this happening? Who's in the treasury starting fires? What is it now? This guy's going to talk to you so much you're going to actually want him to be murdered. Sire, the peasants think you're an excellent ruler. Like, even when he's being positive, you're like, just shut your goddamn redheaded mouth. Okay. So, we don't have any idle workers, but that's probably because they're all building this guy over here, the mega structure that is the Tower 1. I'm not sure, but I think everything essentially requires a person at least. Like, every structure you build is going to require a person. I'm pretty sure even just a blank castle, but even if you... But we're going to be building archers, so you need to, like, make sure you have extra dudes, otherwise I don't think they're going to work. Obviously, you need workers in there. But that's okay, because we can actually cut down some unnecessary... What did he say? We can tax them more? Yeah, I think. Actually, we do have 90 happiness. That's pretty high. Let's go ahead and get another tax. Let's tax them 1 more gold. It's because we have this bad boy and this bad boy. We got a tavern and a library right next to each other, so it's easy to get a buzz on and go get your literature on as well, which is a popular pastime. I think we can all agree that drunk reading is one of the more popular pastimes in all the world. So we need more dudes, I think. I do actually think we need more boys. So we're going to use the wood we have to build this road here. Okay. It's a nice little square, isn't it? I think what we can do... Let's see. What other buildings can we build? We can build a cottage. It will use up pretty much everything we have in terms of wood. Can we pre-build this archer tower? Oh, we can. Okay, cool. That's great, because it sort of lets us reserve the wood already. And we don't, like, overbuild something else and then not have enough to go back to get an archer tower. I really hope they come from the same direction. Otherwise, investing all these resources on this particular corner is going to be a waste. But that's not the only one we're going to build. We're going to build more. We're going to build more. We're going to build, like, some over here. We'll build one, like, right there. That's all we can afford. But we're not going to make these higher. Oh, shit, you know what? I didn't mean to build that archer tower. I wanted to build a ballista. Oh, well. It probably would have taken us too long to build a ballista anyway, since it's way more expensive. It is 35 wood, 5 stone, 25. It's not actually that much more. I wish I could select just the one I want. But I can. Once you put them all together, they're sort of considered the same object. So you can't just select the archer tower. I wonder if maybe you could change it out later, but I'm not super worried about it, honestly. We just need to make sure we're getting stuff built. So I was trying to manage the charcoal maker by shutting him off when I don't think that we need, when it's like summertime and stuff. But the years pass so fast, and there's not like an super easy way to tell where you are in terms of time, I don't think. Like, maybe the different seasons look a little bit different, but I can't tell. So I found it easier just to keep the charcoal going. Also, they seem to use it year-round, even if it's not winter. And it is giving them happiness, at least. So, like, all we've done is tax them 1 more gold. We went from 90 down to 81. So, essentially, it took away 9 happiness, just 1 more gold worth of tax. So you got to be real careful about that, because 1 gold more. Look at this asshole. He wants me to raise taxes again, even though we just lost 9 happiness. It's because we're above 80, I'm telling you, dude. He is greedy as hell. Don't listen to him. Alright, unless you have, like, a ton of happiness, and you don't need any more new people, because it affects how many people can join each time they come and visit, then, don't listen to that boy. He is obsessed. Honestly. He is obsessed with it. It's taken a little bit longer to build these roads than I would have hoped. But it's okay. They're still building this archer tower over. You can put a house on there? Oh, that's amazing. Why? Why is that a thing, though? Is the question I have. I'm into it. Don't get me wrong. I'm very much into it. Okay, so what else is there? Let's take a look. Masons defend. So after the fight, we probably need to get a build a mason so we can go around and repair stuff. But they only repair basically like castle walls and stuff, because everything else is basically either destroyed or not destroyed. It only has 2 states, whereas walls and stuff, they seem to have some sort of damage meter in terms of like they can be damaged but not totally destroyed. So you need to repair them with a mason, but right now there's no point. After the Viking attack, if we can survive it, then that's when we'll build the mason. And he can go around hammer and stuff. What was this? I saw something interesting. A forest. Okay, we already have that. Never mind. I do want to expand our citizenship here, okay? I do want to expand our citizenship. I think I'm going to save for a cottage. So I'm going to go ahead and... Well... I don't want them to stop building stuff. I really wish this was faster. Let's go ahead and just speed up time. This is dangerous because you could get like 800 fires all of a sudden because you're going too fast and you don't have time. It's not going to matter because, you know, you can't really do anything that, like, oh my god. It seems like every time, that's the thing. It seems like every time I hit fast speed, some fire sparks. It's insane how uncanny it is. It's like they've attached some sort of burn mechanic. Oh, for fuck's sake. And this thing spreads 100% of the time if there's a fire near it. Are they getting water? Are they doing this thing? Like, what are they doing? The citizens are so dumb is the thing. They aren't efficient at all in getting this stuff done. Like, instead of going to the well right there, they go to the ocean. Like, behind it. Seriously, this is what I'm talking about. The fire mechanic is so bad. Like, this thing is going to be destroyed anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-destroy it so I don't have to worry about it. Here's the thing about the town center or square. It gives you the ability to hold a festival. Like, if you click on it, there's a festival button, which is great if you're really low on happiness or you want to grow your town a little bit more and you're having trouble bringing in new dudes. But it doesn't, like, inherently give you a passive... It doesn't give you a passive bonus or anything. So, don't be fooled, okay? Don't be fooled. It's not just giving you happiness points. You have to, like, spend gold to get happiness through it. It doesn't mean it's not great. Okay? It's pretty good. Like, it's a good emergency situation, or if you just want to boost your happiness for some reason... to higher than it already is, then yeah, run a festival for sure. But it's if you need happiness like right away, and you haven't built one yet, building one isn't going to give you anything immediately. It's going to be a situation. So I'm thinking I need to build another well too. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get ready for Viking raids, and one fire is going to set me back so much stone, like an insane amount of stone and wood, mostly wood, I guess. All right, what do we got over here? So we got 2 workers at this place. This is not enough, okay? I want to make this clear. 1 archer is not enough. 2 archers is not enough. We need archers everywhere to defend against this attack. Now, if we had walls, if we had enough time to build walls all the way around, sure, because it would have to take time breaking down the wall. And then the archers could just have a lot of time to pummel them with archery. But they're going to be, like, roaming around the town immediately because we don't have enough to, like, build walls. Because walls are super, like, castle blocks are super, they're expensive. 15 stone early on. Look, we only have 91 right now. 15 per block, it's crazy high. Alright, we need to, like, we don't have any idle people. They're all rebuilding this crap. I'm not going to build the town square again yet. It's just not worth it. Like, once we build the tavern back, we'll have actual happiness, actively be gaining happiness from it without having to do anything special. Okay, I think we're good. So what does this asshole want now? Yeah, throw festivals. Sure, I heard you, man. I hear you. Can I remove a goal from this? Oh, for fuck's sake. Tax rate, 2 gold. I want to just go down, but it doesn't have a button for that. If I right-click it, it doesn't do anything. If I click it one more time, it's going to go up to 3 golds. There's got to be a way, but I'm not going to risk ruining it. Ruining our happiness even more. It's pretty low at 68. You can see it over here, by the way. 69, actually, should be... Oh, it's going up. It's the tavern, I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's the tavern. What's going on here? Okay. It just has a weird floating smoke thing there. I was worried that maybe there's like some random-ass fire in the middle of a field. Okay. We're back. We're back where we were-ish. We sort of... It's sort of, in a way, replaced the courtyard with a well. Because I'm over the fires, like... And if they actually use the well that we have built up here, it would be better. But they just go to the ocean. They go, like... They don't really seem to understand that that's what that's for, unless it's like right next to them. Okay, so what do we need? Let's pause for a second and think. Okay, so we need archery towers on top of castle blocks. The castle blocks are useless unless they have an archer tower on them right now. So I'm really curious. I feel like. Yeah. So basically, I wonder if I could build a castle gate like right here, if it would help block things off a little bit. How much is it? It's really expensive. It's not even worth it. Like, unless we're going to build a full wall around someplace, there's not really any point to building that. It's so much more expensive than an actual block. Okay, let's build a wall here. I'm sort of trying to also plan ahead, because eventually you do want full walls. So if I build one here, I could potentially have a gate here and another one here. And we could gate off this stuff, non-important stuff, and have like the wall just around the main area. And we need a gate there so they can come in and out of town. So I guess I could build it here. But I don't want to build it just yet. I want to make sure, before I build an extra castle wall, I want all of my other castle walls to have archers on them. Because they're useless without archery right now. So let's get 25 wood saved up. So unpause it. And then we'll build an archer tower here. Then we'll build a castle wall. Then we'll build an archer tower. And so on and so forth. I'm just really paranoid about this Viking attack. And I want to like... I want that to be part of this last video, because I want to show the sort of the mechanic that you're sort of defending against waves. And I know there's Vikings, there's that dragon, there's ogres apparently that attack and destroy walls and stuff. So those are the ones I know about. Maybe there's more attack types, but those are the ones I know about. So you got Vikings coming from the water, you got a dragon coming from the air. I'm assuming the ogres come from the land somewhere. So that's why we would want to potentially block this area off, because then you have an immediate, like the only bottleneck. The good thing about this area is that it's landlocked, or sort of whatever the word is. It's only got like this land bridge here. It's a peninsula. So you can block this off, you essentially can save stone, and anything land attack base is going to have to worry about that before they can even get inside. The downside is that it's surrounded by water, so that Vikings can pretty much attack it from every side. Whereas if we were inland a little bit more, Vikings would not be an issue, because, well, I say they would obviously be an issue, but you would have more time. They'd have to hit land, and they'd have to travel across the land to even get to you. And maybe you could have some outskirts towers and things like that to whittle them down before they get into your town. All right, can we build this dang archer tower now? Yes. Okay, good. Pop. All right. Get that thing built up, my friends. We can afford another castle wall thing, so we'll build that We'll go ahead and build that here. Let's shut down this thing. We really need more idle people to build faster right now. I think charcoal is giving us happiness, sure, but it's not. It's keeping 2 people or 3 people. Sorry, three people work here, dude. That's a 1-person job at best. I could deal with 2. 3 workers, dude. It's insane. The charcoal maker should not need that many. Okay, anyway, I'm digressing, okay? I'm going to digress, and I'm going to just work on keeping morale up, okay? We got to keep morale up. All right, I think what I'll do is, because all we're really going to be doing is building more towers and more archery things on those towers, I'm going to cut to a point where I feel comfortable, or the Vikings are attacking. And I think that's where we'll sort of climax this, because I really want you guys to see that aspect of the game, because it's going to be a big part of the game. Like, the main difference between this game and Banish, which this game for some reason gets compared to a lot, because I guess it has a lot of the similar mechanics, is that this game has NPCs that are attacking your village. Like in Banish, you really only have to fight the weather. But in this game, you have combat mechanic to it. And I want to show that off before we end this foreplay. So I'll be back in a cut, and we'll see where we are. Okay, we're back, everyone. And as you can see, my military advisor is telling me there are Viking raiders that may be coming. Let's fortify as best as we can. You better hope that you fortified well before this. Because you can't build anything fast in this game, boys. But it does seem like, because we're in year 39 right now, that they do come exactly at year 40 every time. So you have essentially like a standard spot that you know you're going to get attacked by Vikings. At year 40, make sure you have all your defenses ready to go at that point. Now, the good news is, while I was gone, in between this, I've got these 2, 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if we're lucky, we can get an extra. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get there. We are only 2 wood away, so let's just unpause and see how things go. So I've got a few, actually pause one second. I've got a few things turned off so I have extra villagers to build stuff. So I've turned off my iron mine because honestly, we're not using iron for anything right now. The only thing I've seen that you use iron on is to build tools and armaments. Which we don't have any way. We're not there yet, so there's no point in like gathering all this iron. Look, as you can see by just looking at this pile of stuff, like all of this is iron. There's no reason. It's just taking up room, honestly, at this point, until we have like an overabundance of it at this rate, because we're not using it. We've been making iron since the beginning, essentially. So I just turned that off. I don't have the charcoal thing on. I've turned off the 3 of the archer towers because nobody's here to shoot, and I'm going to turn them on as soon as the Vikings show up on the map. They show up a little bit of ways, and they have to boat their way in. So we have at least a little bit of warning time, so we can turn all these back on. Let's unpause and see if we can't get this wood going here. Hopefully, this guy bringing wood over will be the 25th, and then if we're lucky, we can get 1 more archer tower done. Okay, if we're lucky, we have 7 idle people, so if they can't get this thing built... Oh, God. They're not going to be able to. Alright, well, we're going to get these boys back on track here. Even with that, I think we have 1 more dude, because I did actually build this cottage as well, so we are up to 64 people. So maybe, if we're lucky, we can get somebody up there in building that thing. But it does take a little bit. Alright, let's take a look at these Vikings. Okay, here they come. They are, where's this guy going? Where's this guy going? Is he going to this island? Ah, crap, no. I think they called him. They're like, hey, bro, what's up? And he's like, wrong number. He's like, no, it's me, Eric, the Brave or whatever. Alright, we already killed a couple dudes in the boat, which is great. Actually, they may build this thing. As you can see, fire is an issue. I think we sort of just need to close down a lot of this stuff. That we could just have extra people out and about putting out fires. Oh, we've sunk their boat, which I'm not sure is a great thing. Because they can't leave at that point. So they're just going to be in the... I think they can retreat at some point. Fire has claimed the small granary, which is not good. That's where our food is. Did we kill everybody? Holy crap, we did. I think we killed them all. That actually went way better than I thought it was going to go. All things considered. Let's go ahead and demolish this stuff. They put out that. I think all we lost was that granary. Holy shit. Alright, let's close these now. There's really no point in having them open unless you have just a crap ton of villagers to the point where it doesn't matter, but we don't have that luxury, okay? Like, look how many villagers we're gonna get from this, too. And we can just turn them on whenever the danger arises. Sire, if we build a town square, yep. Our food stores are running. You're telling me, baby, I know. Alright, let's pause this so we don't waste any happiness on this, because they're going to be real upset about this shit. I'm sure. Small granary. Put that back up. We have 20 idle people. If they can't get this thing built in like a second, I'm going to be real disappointed. And we'll just try to recover from this atrocity of war. The Vikings, hungry for the blood of our young, small people made of squares. The young square people of Birdmentown have been warred upon all over them. They got war all over them. But they've come out the other side, okay? Only lost one building, which we're rebuilding immediately. They did a great job recovering in terms of putting out the fires that they started. And our archers really murdered a whole bunch of people. They're going to have post-traumatic stress disorder 100%. They murdered a lot of people today. But I think they're going to be okay. They're starving. I know that, my friend. I'm trying my best here. Okay? Now, this does bring a question up. Can we buy food somehow? Okay? Is there like a market situation, like in Northgard, where you can spend gold to get other things? If you have like an abundance of gold and are short on something else, you can use that gold to buy some stuff. But it doesn't actually look like there... Oh, here's one. Market workers carry extra food and charcoal to the market to create easy access for heads of households. So that's not actually helpful at all, essentially. Well, yeah, it's not really a thing. Doesn't seem like... Maybe it's an industry? Rock removal. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that was in there already. We can use that to remove these unmovable rocks. Alright, well, we have 0 food, which is extremely worrying. That may be the biggest detriment. The fact that the one building that was destroyed is the building with all of our food in it is actually potentially troublesome. Like, you think I don't know this is a problem, my friends? Like, they're honestly not going to shut the hell up. It's not my fault if they take forever to build anything. Like, the time to build in this game is really, really slow. Like, it feels like it's close to Banished in terms of how slow. It's not that close. I'm thinking it back to Banished. It was you could build a house in about 800 hours of gameplay. All right, we got this thing almost built. If they could just make that last step, there you go. There it is. He's good to go. Let's see. I feel like we're probably going, even if we didn't have that fire situation, we're probably going to be low on food regardless. Because we didn't build any new farms despite having a big-ass cottage come into town. I honestly don't understand why they feel this is unnecessary. Like, they spam you hard. Like, if there's any problem, you're going to hear about it about 20 times before you actually have time to do anything about it. There is food growing, so hopefully, there you go. Yes, I think we might have just saved our village. That crop yield may have just saved us from having a bunch of deaths on our hands. Our peasants despair. They're at 49 happiness. We're at 50 now. I think we're going to be okay. I think we've recovered. And I think that's a perfect place in that moment of true victory. Like, sure, we beat the Vikings, but if we all die because we have no food, then did we really win? Probably not. So, now that we're sort of recovered and the happiness is going back up, we've only had one peasant leave. And then one guy died of old age. Vladimir Winters is dead. May forever rest in peace in our hearts. And our stomachs, specifically, probably had to eat his dead body at this point. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Esh. This is EchPlays. This is a 4-play. Just to recap what a 4-play is. Play a game 4 times. Get 4 episodes out of it. It's like an extended first look. If you guys like the format, hit the like button. If you guys like the game, tell me in the comments below. If you guys want to suggest a game to cover on this, also leave a comment below. I put these videos out as much as possible. Whenever a game suits my interest and my fancy, tickles it real good. If I'm filled with glee and or arousal by a game, I'll try to cover it. And I'll see you guys next time.